Hello, welcome to Fridays with Farny. We're not doing every Friday, as you well understand, but we're still amidst the COVID pandemic. It's the middle of the summer. We've changed to our lighter wear, and we're looking at a historic painting done in 1910 by our friend Henry Farny, and it features Pere Marquette, who's famous for his exploration with Louis Joliet of the upper reaches of the Mississippi, mapping and exploring that region in 1763. So this is one of 4 known historical pieces that Farny painted. And it's a really gorgeous painting. I think when you look at it, you get that sense of the warmth in the air. You know, poor old Pere there would love to be wearing a seersucker jacket, so he'd be cooler than that heavy old Jesuit robe that he's wearing. You can tell he's a Jesuit not only from the fact that he's standing up and there's a halo behind him, which is actually a well-placed moon, but you have this chest, and on that chest is this cross with a heart underneath it, which is the Sacred Heart of Jesus, which is Jesuit icon. Anyway, we have Marquette, warm scene, tranquil lake, probably not on the upper reaches of the Mississippi that we're looking at. And then we can start looking and saying, this is basically historically inaccurate. We have, look closely up here, there's a parfleche painted on the front of that canoe. This is 1673 when they're making this journey. They probably didn't even know about the Plains Indians and parfleche at this point. You have Mohawk Indians, which is correct. You have the Mohawk with the Mohawk, but they're wearing a lot of Plains Indian material that Farny's collected from his trips out west. You also have the inaccuracy of the fellow in the middle is holding the rudder, the paddle. He should be in the back so he can guide this. So those are the sort of inaccuracies that are in the painting that tell us, if we're really studying this, that this isn't a historical, true-to-life rendition of what that journey would have looked like. And more than likely, Pere Marquette would not be standing up in the front of that canoe as the passenger. He'd probably be in the middle, and the Indians, his Indian guides, would be on both ends of him. So, we really, I appreciate it more as a beautifully composed composition rather than a historic painting. But that's might be quite realistically the idea that the person who bought this had when he first acquired it from Henry Farny. And now for a word from our sponsor, the Brinton Museum store, who's happy to be selling the Henry Farny Paints the Far West book down in our museum store. And this is the book published by the Cincinnati Art Museum that we've acquired, or maybe plagiarized, a lot of their information. So we're giving them credit now, by God, that that we've used in our labels and with this exhibition. And if it hadn't been for the COVID pandemic, we would have actually had one of the curators from the Cincinnati Art Museum come out for a program. However, since that didn't happen, one of the things that we do need to point out at the end, and this is what our good producer Tyshawn Bird reminded me, is that this painting, the scene, or a scene very much like it, has been painted before. And this is the painting that you see in the book, is called The Black Robe, and it was painted in 1907. So it's actually a predecessor to this painting. And the one thing that you, as art aficionados and of course historians with great taste, because you're watching this series, should remember, is that artists are not above using the same scene and the same composition more than once if it's going to help them sell a painting. And that's exactly what I think Henry Farny did with this one.